Hi, my name is Dustin Gahn, and this is the Alternative Highs podcast. I think I left off last week of where my actions got me arrested, got me in a predicament with the law, come back out of it, sobered up from all the pills, the chemical drugs, the booze, right down to smoking. I got rid of everything. Actually, August 17th marks 6 years for me in sobriety, something I'm pretty proud of. Um, but how did I maintain that sobriety without meds and having a severe spinal cord injury with um, extreme pain? And that is the secret. It isn't something I've kept a secret. I'm very talkative about it. I have a doctor that I've been working with very closely, and for the last 6 years, I, I almost all of my success is put into that pain relief, Southwest pain relief. It changed my life and the trajectory of my life. Um, but there, you have to maintain in other ways, and it's just not pain management. Um, I was heavily overweight. I was about 300 at my heaviest, um, and that brought me to a place. I was 2 years sober. I was at the heaviest, grossest, most awkward. Like I said before, sobriety got me acting out of pocket a lot, and it's mainly just because I don't know any better. Like I was brand spanking new. Uh, so naturally, when you get plump, you want to weigh down. So I talked it over with my doctor. I said, listen, you got any reason to which to say no to me on me, I want to get jacked up. Like I really, I didn't ever plan on. Okay, I did plan on. I did never think that I would get to where I'm at. Um, it just seemed like I'm on a walker. I'm using a cane. It just it seemed really crazy to me, to say that. And I mean, like I'm very proud of myself. I put a lot of hard work in, uh, but it didn't come without so many people helping, showing me, teaching me, and that starts with the very first person that led me. So I knew that I needed to share my story even before this part of me, the fitness journey. I knew that sobriety after a terrible, traumatic, life altering accident and sobriety, I knew that those two things were just, you know, meaningful. People people like happy endings from sad stories, you know. And then now, so I met this guy. He had um, a Facebook account that at the time I had been following because it was telling us about our local mayor candidates. And this guy just, I like his attitude. I like his perspective. I like the way he goes about things. And I'd never met him, didn't know him from a hole in the ground. And I messaged him, and within days, he had this idea. He's like, why don't we do this 25-day, 100-kilometer challenge? Every day, we'll take a picture of us where we're at, and we'll post it. And um, little did I know how important that 25 kilometer, 125 day, 100 kilometer thing walk was going to be, and how life changing. Like, me and this guy are still friends. I hope to get him on here. He's very he's actually in the middle of his Ben 2.0. He put on some weight there, and he decided about a little over a year ago that that shit wasn't happening anymore. He's on a 370 days in a row, 5 kilometers a day run. Plus he works out. Plus he's training people. This guy's a machine. So me and him do this 25 days. By the end of it, I had done over 1,000 kilometers because I was walking with everybody, everywhere. This was by the end of summer, by the way. Um, that was really cool. At the today, July 25th, marks 4 years. So we started this back in May. We did, maybe it was June, but whatever it was, and then I set up to do a swim across Rondo Bay for July the 25th. So today marks 4 years since I swam across the bay, and today also marks 4 years since I had one of my friends who joined me in my walks, the 25-day, 100-kilometer walk challenge. I met through this, another really inspirational man who's doing all kinds of Ironmans. Again, I need to get him on here. But he brought me his bicycle from work. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was fucking mad. I was so pissed off at this man. I was like, I got a broken back. I can barely lift my feet off the ground, let alone get my legs up and over. Well, we figured that out really quickly, that I was just a whiny little Wendy, and I needed to put my pants on the proper way and pull them up. And there's ways that you can do things even when you don't think there is. And I got on that bike, and there's a clip of Bruno, that a boy, Duddy, that a boy. And it's one of the coolest moments of my adult life, was learning to ride a bicycle again. And it shaped the next 4 years. Like, I got some events planned next year. I'm gonna bike from Windsor to Toronto in a very, very amazing charity ride. And when everything's set up for that, I'm going to share more of that. I'm super excited about that. That is, I'm devoting my life to helping others, and working with charities and doing whatever I can to put some change out there to help others. That's what this whole thing is. Alternative Highs is, explaining the alternate routes around finding an alternative high, whether it be drugs, whether it be how you get the answer of your question through an alternative way. There's different perspective. There's different ways to do everything, and that's what I've been trying to teach myself since being a newbie again. And I found that once that bike came into my life, and then I started being like, hey, if I can do this as a guy with a really bad spinal cord injury, and I can, like, I can't do long periods of time, but how can I make this work? Like, how can I try out, how can I go into qualifier? There's a million things I want to do. Well, that would be a bit of a ridiculous number. There's a lot of things I want to do with a bike. I'd like to get some qualifiers. I would like to bike across Canada. I would like to, there's a lot of things that I would love to do when the timing is right for me. But to circle back, I gave you the what, the how, and I guess now how to how to maintain traumatic, devastating, in my humble opinion, has all come from maintaining health, maintaining a healthy fitness regimen of exercise, cardiovascular. Um, I try to get out and do at least 3 to 5K of walking a day when I'm allowed. I I bicycle minimum of 20K a day, sometimes more. When I'm training, it's obviously more. So I'm waiting for that. But it is the most easy answer to maintaining all of my mental health, my physical. Like once I dropped all the weight, there was a lot of weight dropped off of all the hip joints, the knees. It became easier to move around, and the more I'm able to move around, the more I'm able to figure out motions. If I ever get away from chronic pain, I don't know. That I manage through THC when it gets to be too bad. Um, but as of right now, we do pain management, we do acupuncture, and the THC is a bandage for all the in betweens of when you need a bandage. Uh, I know that was a really all over the place, but I do plan on explaining it in a much better way with a gentleman that's been asking to pick my life apart with all the nitty gritty. So that'll be the last part of this series. Um, I have an interview with a guy from Team Canada Sledge Hockey. I have some other cool interviews in the work. I really want to embrace my community, bring Chatham Kent in, um, see if there's a lot of cool people in our community that I'd like to get to meet and get to know, and see what we can do to bring some positive energy that is very much needed at a time like now. I'd like to say thank you. Please, if you feel compelled to, like, subscribe. What else did they say? Comment? Like, subscribe, and comment. Peace and love from Donnie Osmond.